Greetings, I'm Square here. We're going to do some examples of literal equations, and these ones are kind of like the ones you'll see on your Pearson assignment. Pearson has some math tools you can use for division and exponents and fractions and whatnot, and you should be able to see those right on your screen. We'll go over them in class though. Keep in mind, we want to know what we are solving for because it makes a difference on how we attack it. We're solving for this. We need to get rid of the RS. It's being multiplied, so we have to divide. But before we divide, we want to get rid of this guy because it's being added or subtracted. So I'm going to subtract capital R from both sides. So now I have Q minus R equals RST. Then, to get T alone, I just divide by what it was being multiplied by. And the reason for that is I want 1T, and that's how I get my 1T. Although we don't write 1T, we just write T. And then our answer would just be like this. All right, this one's pretty straightforward. That's supposed to be a capital. Sorry about that. Capitals are a lot different than lowercase, and so we want to make sure that we did. I know that I was trying, for some of them it matters, and sometimes they remember that it matters, and sometimes it doesn't. But it should always matter. It's going to matter a lot when you get to geometry and physics and whatnot. So W, right? We want to get rid of the L and the H. They're being multiplied, so we just divide by LH. So V over LH is our answer. That's what W equals. All right, we'll try this one. We're just trying to solve for X. So the first thing I want to do is multiply both sides by N, because that is going to cancel that guy out. So now I have Mn equals X minus Y. And now I need to get X alone, so I'm just going to do the opposite of this. I'm going to add Y to both sides. And I get Mn plus Y equals X. Remember, those can't be combined because they're not like terms. That's part of the fun with literal equations. All right, here we go. We're solving for Y. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is get rid of my 2x. So watch this negative sign here. Sometimes people forget that. They think that it's gone with this one, but this negative minus sign goes with that 7. So if I subtract 2x from both sides, I get 21 minus 2x. And then if I divide by negative 7, I get Y equals 21 minus 2x over negative 7. However, you might see it. People sometimes split up the fraction. If you have one denominator and two things in the denominator, and you know that one of them divides, you could have also said it equals 3, because 21 divided by negative 7 is negative 3, plus 2x over 7, or 2/7x. That's another way to write it. I think they would accept either one. All right, let's try this one. We're solving for T, so the first thing I need to do is get rid of whatever's added or subtracted. So I'm going to subtract 7 from both sides. So Y minus 7 equals 3 over 4T. Now because T's on the bottom, there's different ways to do this. So one way would be to put a 1 under this and cross multiply. Some people like that. Another would be to multiply both sides by T. We could do that. I'm going to choose the cross multiplying one. Cross multiply, if you remember, takes the 3 times the 1 and sets it equal to the 4t times y minus 7. So now it's no longer the denominator. You can't really solve if it's in the for t if it's in the denominator very easily. You've got to get it up in the numerator, because if it's in the denominator, it's not t, it's 1 teeth. Anyway, all right. So now it's being multiplied by 2 things. We're going to divide by those 2 things. So we can do that at the same time. So we're going to divide by 4 times y minus 7, and that would be our answer. 3 over 4 times y minus 7 is what t is. Equals t. All right. A little bit weird, but that's what it is. Notice we have 2 g's. That means we're going to have to factor. Remember that from before. We're going to factor out a g because we see 2 of them, and you can't solve for g if there's 2 of them and you can't combine like terms. So we've got to factor it out. So we say g times what equals gr, r. G times what equals 2t squared, 2t squared. So now that we've got g alone, we just divide by whatever this guy was, which is r minus 2t squared. So g equals s over r minus 2t squared. All right, just two more. We're going to solve for y. What's happening to y? It's being multiplied by 1/2 and x. I don't like to divide by 1/2 because then I have to do all this weird stuff over there. So I just multiply by 2 because 2/2 is 1. So if I multiply by 2, that gets rid of that 1/2. And now all I have to do is divide by x to get rid of the x so that y is alone. So y equals 2d over x. Last one, solving for y. I need to get rid of this divided by 5 first. So I'm going to multiply both sides by 5. 5c equals, those cancel, y plus t. And in order to get y alone, I'm going to subtract t from both sides. Those are not like terms, so I just get 5c minus t. All right, those were some formulas. These weren't the formulas. These were just some Pearson examples. Got to pay attention. All right, good luck with that. M squared signing out.